Will Smith running around here smacking folks up at the Oscars for talking about his bald-head wife. We still waiting on you to smack the agent that put you in them badass movies, like the Wild Wild West and Hitch.
Yeah, what's up with your hair? You look like K-Fed with alopecia.
Will's career might be looking like it's in trouble, but Jada's look like it's gonna be bouncing back. I heard all kind of people reaching out to her to be their spokesperson, like Rogaine and Hair Club for Men.
Yeah, what product do you use? Chicken grease or Crisco?
And I just heard McDonald's is about to pick up a new Jada Pinkett Smith combo. Comes with fries with no salt, pop with no ice, and just a plain beef patty, no bun.
Yeah, and if your braids were any tighter, your eyebrows would be covering that bald spot on the top of your head.
Keep my hair out of your fucking mouth.
No bullshit. No bullshit. No bullshit.
Oh my, let's just start breaking this. Dub or bullshit. Dub or bullshit.
No bullshit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the star of your program, Charlie LeDuff.
Oh shit. Dude, you okay?
I'm only acting. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Wow.
One thing that was not rehearsed, and it was the best part.
How'd that work?
Right.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
Oh, shit, I think I fucked my knee.
I told you. I told you.
I just turned 56 years old.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Another trip around the sun. And I got to be taking pratfalls and get a click here?
Yeah, right.
Share so we can save Charlie's life.
Fuck Jimmy Kimmel, man. Hi, Karen.
Hey, Charlie, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me just get right to it here. Let me just bring a word from our underwriters. What are we going to do with ADR here?
Talk about how great they are.
You're going to be playing that theme music?
Oh, you want to go back to
Oh,
that?
the fucking guy. Oh, just go over here.
We're going to have to get some ibuprofen in the studio.
Where's my glasses? Look, I broke them. Oh, my femur. Look, it's really simple, people. ADR Consultants, the one you call when you need to get something done right on time and on budget. If you're an investor who can't get straight answers about whether your assets are properly registered, you call ADR. You have issues with city zoning and certification, you call ADR. You're trying to get something remodeled and need permits, you call ADR. Construction, deconstruction, demo, rehab, project management, IT solutions, they do it all. Get it done the right way, as it should be done without excuses. Ethical, honest, smart, and discreet. Call Barry Ellentuck for a free consultation. Write this down, 248-318-9424, or you can go back and get that number on YouTube. You can look at it on Odyssey. You can look at it on Facebook here. If you're listening and didn't see, read beautiful intro,
Great.
they'll be posted as well.
And I give you big props for doing that read right there with some breath after that fall.
It works out.
You're in pretty good shape, Charlie. I mean,
Right.
for a man your age to fall down the stairs and go right into the show seamlessly, flawlessly, that's pretty good.
You know what they say about us mulattoes? We don't die, we multiply. That was pretty good, though, because remember, we had Hollywood's #1 stuntman on before, a personal friend of mine, Johnny Chenetiempo. And I'm supposed to be going out to New York, but COVID hit he gonna get me some stuntman work.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fact.
That could be your audition. You made it.
Did I nail that?
You did.
Yeah.
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 It's a very,
you nailed it.
It's very, very narrow there. Anyway, let's move on here. We got some theme music here. Yeah, that's it. Let's let that play a second because it's hip. As I tell you every week, don't do it alone. Get a strategy. Quick, somebody. What's the market done this week?
An investment.
What's the LIBOR done?
With a LIBOR.
What's the yield on the long-term bond? You don't notice. You even know what I'm talking about.
Call Luke.
You earn the money. Luke manages the money, and he tailors it to your personal needs, your risk appetite, and your goals. Don't just get into one of those funds where 10 million people are going to lose the same amount of money in the next 5 minutes. Or, make the same amount of money. Whether you are looking for annuities, individual retirement accounts, college savings, make the call now. Our good friend here in the program, Luke Nowacki, at 248-663-4748. That is 248-663-4748. Stay with us, folks. We got a big show. I'm just fucking killing time here. Plus, a word from our good friends, but I think I broke something.
It definitely got your.
I'm kidding. That shit don't even hurt, Karen.
I'm playing the 3-digit this week.
Tars, get your ass up and get somewhere, because if I see you sitting there in the Ukraine in one of these, he's in the Ukraine, but he looks like he looks like he's in a Russian, bathhouse in fucking Highland Park. He's like he's on Oakman Boulevard over here, waiting for the steak and a happy ending.
He's in Ukraine.
Get moving. Get moving.
He looks the most comfortable out of all of us.
Jeez. All right. Listen, our good friends at Hall Financial want you to know it's never too late, and it certainly is the time to be thinking about that mortgage. And don't take it from me. Take it from my good friend, David Hall himself, who you can reach him at 866-CALL-HALL or callhallfirst.com.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. Choosing between a 15 or 30-year mortgage can be difficult, which is why we offer the Modern Mortgage, a flexible term that's customized for you. 866-CALL-HALL or chat with us online at callhallfirst.com.
That's a good man.
I just did that, Dave. Get with it. He's repeating.
Don't yell at the underwriters.
And finally, very dear friend of the show, the greatest restaurant in the entire state of confusion, American Coney Island. You don't believe me, it's well known. The symbiotic yet competitive relationship between American Coney Island, located at Michigan Avenue and Lafayette Boulevard, right in the heart of downtown, and tucked away behind him, you can find it by the smell, is Lafayette. But it's all good-natured. They love each other. It's been that way for nearly 100 years after Gus Caro's brother opened up Lafayette 10 years later. Let's just get that straight. But this is Ali, one of the principal owners of Lafayette Coney Island. This is legitimate. Who's leaving a love letter to the staff of American. Don't take my word for it. Take Ali. Ali singing the praises again. I do this. Singing the praises of American Coney Island. Now, go ahead, Mark.
Oh, the person I fuck you, fat ass motherfucker, stinky ass. I want to fuck your wife, I want to fuck your daughter, I want to fuck your son, your grandson, your granddaughter, your mama, your father, your father-in-law, your mother-in-law, all the family, I want to fuck him up. Call me up, motherfucker, talk to me, same thing I talk to you, stand up, bitch, motherfucker, bring the family, I fuck him up. I got good crew. You want to fuck you up, everybody, good young people. Under 20 and up. You will fuck your mama, I fuck everybody in the house. You son of a bitch. Your mama suck my dick, and you suck my dick all night and all day long. You motherfucker, I want to see you. If you want to come see me, personally, call the location. I want to fuck you up. Call the location. You fat, stinky ass motherfucker. You son of a bitch. You mama Cici, you Cici, every Cici motherfucker.
What?
All that over some chili dogs, I swear.
And he forgot to say it's a 100-year-old family recipe.
Right.
Oh, my God.
So don't take our word for it.
Can I just throw a venture out for 2 seconds and wish a happy anniversary to PG and her husband? They're regular listeners, and they asked if we could wish them a happy anniversary. Consider it done.
Cheers.
Many more. Not the easiest thing in the world, being married, and the best thing there is.
Lord knows.
Right? Okay, so we got to get that studio finished, right? So we can be moving this show to 2 days a week like we've been telling everybody, because Chris Rock, Will Smith, Everybody talking about it, and it's Friday, but we got away, and because I was thinking, who could we get on this program, Karen, to talk about the entertainment industry, talk about being a comedian, and I'm like, holy shit. He's one of the family. We got Red. Mm-hmm. So it's later in the process. We're 6 days in, but if I might, this is what I'm thinking. You mind?
Not at all.
Okay. Set it up this way. Now, the hand wringing over the slap has become so ridiculous that even O.J. Simpson is dispensing anger management advice via Twitter quite naturally. Now, this thing has gone beyond the now customary 24-hour news cycle and seems to have passed Ukraine as a more important story in America. Ukraine. Yeah. Now, I don't understand all the deep thinking and hand-wringing and missives and philosophies on this thing. Basically, Will Smith snapped. He had a meltdown and bitch slapped Chris Rock. That's all. That's what happens in regular America.
Yeah.
The difference between Will Smith, the king of Hollywood, and Will Smith, the fresh prince of West Philly, is King Will pissed on the Persian carpet of glamour, the world's most exclusive event with 17 million people watching live. He took a dump on his own statue at Rushmore. There is no excuse for violence, of course, and this isn't one, and you always have to say that, but it is what it is. Let's do this. Let's take Smith's life as an instruction on the poison of fame. If you want to be real, don't live in the land of make-believe. If you climb for something higher, expect a severe case of vertigo. And remember, the audience truly only comes at a circus to see the trapeze artist fall. Yeah. The Walk of Fame is littered with their names. Will Smith is undoubtedly a talented man, but he is a man from a very ordinary place. The climb from the sidewalks of Philly to a Barca lounger front row center at the Academy Awards takes talent. And this talent includes naked ambition and the high art of human manipulation. Fame's a nasty business, and the guileless don't often get there. So Will Smith arrived. He thrived. He makes millions. He has millions of followers. Then comes the tipping point. The audience becomes bored. They continue to talk, but not the way he wants. As is the way of Hollywood, many A-listers, when this happens, turn to self-help gurus and fringe religions to navigate the internal divide of what they are and what they want you to see. They call the paparazzi to remind people they're still relevant. They do things to stay on top, things they would never do in Philadelphia. Smith cried on his wife's podcast, exposing their most intimate bedroom habits. He even said, I had a public perception of our relationship that I wanted to project. What up, brother? Perhaps Will Smith thought the Facebook confessional would deliver some love and admiration, rekindle the old good feelings, put him back on top of Rushmore. But what it really did was make him the top meme of 2020 and the butt of 1,000 jokes. And now comes his infamous Oscar meltdown in 2022, triggered by a lame joke, let's face it, by Chris Rock about his wife's shaved head. Some people applauded Smith for standing up for his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, though it didn't look to me like she needed any protecting. The Academy now says it asked Smith to leave after he smacked Rock, but he refused. And now the Academy is accused of lying. And now you get into the whole Hollywood bullshit. Moments later, regardless, the audience gave Smith a standing O as Best Actor. The moral bankruptcy here is shocking, but shouldn't be surprising. The famous are subsumed by the incredible wanting of wanting. I've seen it during my time in Hollywood. I've been to the Vanity Fair party, and I've seen it in newsrooms in Manhattan and newsrooms in Detroit. And of course, you've seen it too. The fawning news personalities who suck up to the powerful and corrupt, which in turn makes the fawning news personalities powerful and corrupt, until one predictable day, it all comes crashing to shore. Surf's up, Como brothers. So Smith has apologized, and that's something, I suppose, but I can't help think it's open season on comedians and free speakers. For his part, Chris Rock shouldn't take days or weeks to process things like he said in Boston the other night. He needs to say something now. The funny man needs to find it in himself to lead a society splintering at its edges. As for Smith, he might consider taking the Academy's advice and just walk away. It worked for Sean Penn. And then again, maybe Smith should do nothing. This is America, after all. To paraphrase Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Hollywood good guy turned bad guy turned good guy again, understands the fickle nature of American fame better than anyone I've ever met. Will, you'll be back. Am I wrong here?
No, not at all. Red?
Right now it's a shock, which really it shouldn't be. People are people. He'll be back. You just need to take a back seat. Be quiet. Chris, you do need to say something because this was going on already. This just put it on a real level. Comedy been under attack for the last 10 years, this PC thing and what we can't say, who we can offend, can't offend. Now it's just done got physical. And quite frankly, I'm going to be honest, I don't know too many of my co-peers that's going to just get slapped to tell a joke. Comedy's supposed to be about humor. If you don't like it, don't laugh.
Is there something heroic in Chris Rock sucking it up and not retaliate? 'Cause I tell you what, man, it's not in me. I'm gonna fucking deck the guy.
Yeah.
But did you see but did you notice his right hand? He kind of clenched his fist a little bit, and I think he caught himself. I mean, I think he had a brief reminder of where he was and why he was there, unlike Will Smith. I mean, that wasn't the place for that. Why not do like everybody else and take it to the after party or outside? That was it was inappropriate. But, I'm kind of taken aback by the consumption that everybody has with this. I mean, we've been talking about it forever. These are two very wealthy, accomplished, entertainers. It just it doesn't impact our lives in any capacity. Why are we so consumed with it?
I say this, to me, it's like two millionaires had a one-sided slap boxing match and it's over. I mean, it's the Oscars is trying to come out, say themselves and how they look. The people in Hollywood need to kind of be ashamed of themselves because I'm going to say it like nobody or a few people have said it, but it ain't being heard. What Will Smith did was assault, bottom line. Chris Rock didn't break the law. He had a right to freedom of speech. He cracked a bad joke. You don't like it, don't laugh. But once you touch somebody, now we breaking the law. Nobody's really put the aspect on that. He broke the law. They're applauding assault.
But Jada Pinkett started kind of smirking or smiling after he hit him. So, I call it Holly weird. These people thrive on attention and opportunity and the whole 9 yards. Who knows why or what this happened? Every day there's something new that comes up and comes out. But at the end of the day, we're still paying almost $5 a gallon for gas. So it doesn't matter.
Right. Well, Chris Rock tickets at minimum is $300 a ticket now.
No, they're $900 in some markets, Brett. They have just zoomed off the charts. So, who knows?
I mean, I was talking to a road worker, black man. It's important to say that because he was saying to me and you, Red, that it was shocking to him because Will Smith as a black man is like Mount Rushmore. He's the epitome of what a black guy should project.
Everyone loves him.
He's famously
Not everyone.
He just won the Oscar. He's the Sidney Poitier of the. No. He's replacing.
Most people like him.
Denzel.
No,
he's very accomplished.
Charlie. No.
Well, wait, Karen, I don't think it's appropriate for you to yell over the feelings of a black man that I talked to.
His best role was in Fresh Prince.
See, look at Karen doing the Jada Pinkett Smith to me.
Hey, Red, could you slap Charlie for me?
Hey, I kind of already did. We ran that at the beginning of the show.
You can go on YouTube if you're listening and watch it. It was pretty good.
It's good.
I'm going to say this. He is very accomplished. He's multi-talented. He started out as a rap star, and I didn't like him as an actor. He grew. He matured. He got a lot better. You had the biggest night of your life. I said it. I really don't think he was paying attention to the joke. He just really want to get to his award. Like, okay, can we roll this on? Really not funny. Let's go. And then he laughed just listening and looked over there and saw that Cruella de Vil look on Jada Pickett's face. And now it's like, okay, I'm going to have to do something because I'm going to have to hear this in the car ride home. In the limo, I'm not going to be able to enjoy that. Okay, let me go slap it.
And
in retrospect, it was a mini meltdown. He's tired. He's had years of ridicule, like you said, being at the round table, exposing personal life, the butt of many, many jokes. Let's not forget, Jada Pinkett had an affair that went public.
And made him sit on a podcast and roll her eyes at his face then.
So,
I mean, it's fair to say, again, I don't really deal in this. You all know the program, but it's a cultural moment, I suppose. And the point is, they made everything about their lives public.
Right.
For what reason? Really?
Exactly. Exactly.
I know what the reason is. Haven't been out there. You do it on purpose to stay on top. The hardest thing to do is to walk away. I know it in a mini way, a mini way. It's not really interesting and cool for people to pick on you, post about you, film you, right? Dog you, make shit up about you, beat
Charlie,
you
that's
up.
happened to you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Beat
it's
you
been at a
up.
different level, but that's happened to you. That's happened to me. I mean, anytime, regardless of the degree of public attention that you have, you are entitled to scrutiny. Once you decide to be a public figure in any capacity, that's part of the deal. Like you can't get, I see some, public people around here complaining about people making criticisms on Twitter. Get over it. That's part of the package.
right, when you put yourself out there, then you expect it. It's just bottom line. It's like, whether it's TV, movies, internet, radio, once you decide to step into the light, that means that you take everything that comes with that in the pursuit of your goal or what you're trying to do.
And in this day and age, everybody is a mini Will.
Yeah.
Everybody now got social media.
Everyone has their 15 minutes now.
Everybody
Yes.
gets angry.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody says shit they shouldn't say. So I'm willing to cut a break because I know the incredible wanting of wanting. But having said that, the smoother move would have been if he was really upset. If he had caught himself, get up and walk out at your moment. Excuse yourself. I was wrong. I need to leave. It wouldn't be the first joint I got kicked out of. You know what I mean? Just go.
Yeah, but then he would have had to explain to Jada, she probably in the limo. Why you didn't do that? You walked out.
Red. She doesn't care. But you know what? For a second, I thought, what am I watching? Something on Mac and Bewick? Like, what is happening here?
I thought it was an episode of a Real Housewives show. That's, because women smack each other. I was really surprised you gave us.
Scripted reality. That's what we were watching. Scripted reality.
Yeah, but
So,
in this one, this was no World Star Hip Hop, because nobody was pulling her weave out.
No.
No.
I'll say this, best dressed people for a fight
Charlie.
I've seen yet.
Well, the weird thing to me, and you addressed it in your rant, is that, it's a nice diversion from, and Karen, you mentioned, the gas prices, all the trials and tribulations in someone's life. It's a nice distraction, but oh my God, the think pieces of, the psychological, everyone's psychologically breaking down Will Smith. And
Give me a little bit of this. I'm sorry, listener, because I'm really not going to prep like that. Like what kind of ridiculous shit is out there?
Oh, everybody's writing about Will Smith's mental illness, or is he triggered, and a power imbalance, the racial aspect to it. And it's like, to me, it's two multimillionaires that most people really like. They're not terribly controversial. And one guy lost his mind, kind of an asshole, and slapped another guy.
The more serious thing to me is...
The most glamorous moment in the world.
Right.
Yeah, the setting makes it. Look, maybe I'm a bad person because I was entertained by it. Does that make me a bad person?
I
like to watch people get tased. Don't mean it's right.
No, it's absolutely.
Only when they running from the police. But what needs to be addressed, and he spoke to this, Chris Rock being in the position he's in, representing the comedy community, needs to come out and speak on this, because this is an attack now on freedom of speech. This is taking PC to that next level. And this has been going on a smaller level over the last few years, and it just ain't been coming out. There's been several attacks on comics from the crowd members.
But from a communication standpoint, Red, he can do that in the appropriate time. But right now, he's on tour. So whatever it is that people think that they want to hear from him, they're going to buy a ticket to hear from. It would be counterproductive for him to, do an interview or say anything right now, because that takes away from what people believe they can find at his show.
I'd say Chris Rock's a really funny man. Maybe the funniest of his generation. Mm-hmm. We're talking about funniest.
Easily top 5.
Mount Rushmore. Mm-hmm. Well, easily top 3.
Okay.
I mean, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
He can't find it in himself, number one, to say something, right? So you're not like you're the court jester. You're not the king. And I don't think he ever pretends to be. But we need you to be right now. Red's making a really good point. At some point, you got to find it within yourself to seize the moment and push the culture forward. Yeah. Right? It can't be open season. If it's open season on Red, then it's open season on me. And if it's open season on me, it's open season on my daughter. And where is it? So how good are you? Chris is on tour, right?
Yeah.
5 days, 6 days later, he comes out of hiding. And he's got nothing. So it revealed something about comedy to me. It's all rehearsed. It's all workshopped. All of these specials you see, Red, you would know better. How it must take months to pretend like you're off the rip.
Well, an hour and a half is worked over 6 months. A lot of people think they watch Netflix. This guy just sit up and wrote this. No, it takes working that material, working it in different areas, going to different clubs, piecing it and perfecting it. And then in the end, 6 months later, you're doing an hour and a half Netflix special. So that's a part of the tour, and all of that is combined in there. They prep for all this. It's work that goes into that. He's at this point, and I feel what you're saying, Karen, but it still comes back to Hollywood applauded it.
Yeah. He
hasn't responded. And if you look at it to its basis, let's go past jokes, reporters, comedians. Let's go to, that's really an attack on freedom of speech. I don't like what you said, so I'm going to physically assault you. We can't applaud that.
Look at them not letting Kanye come to the Grammys because they think he may do something. Yeah. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Most definitely. But in the end, that's their choice. That's their show. They didn't hit Kanye, though. They didn't put their hands on him. They, said, hey, we don't want to take a chance on what you may do.
Now, let's go back to that, okay? Other people on Mount Rushmore. Kanye West, Dave Chappelle. Are these guys nuts? Like, everybody likes to say Kanye's nuts, but you know what he does? He pulls in, he pulls out.
Yeah.
He pulls in, he pulls out. And I mean in culture. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about his bedroom habits. I don't want to know about
not every Instagram
right?
star.
Dave Chappelle, he goes off to Africa. He leaves $50 million behind, and he's a lunatic? Or is Dave Chappelle...
He's a genius.
Is he a man's man? Is he a woman's man?
Yeah.
I'm out. Like mental health. I'm out. Like, is he a nut?
I think
they called him a nut.
I think they are genius. That's the thing. I mean, from a business standpoint, I mean, they understand the landscape where they're of their industry, and they also are trying to function with some degree of integrity based on what they believe.
I believe, but I don't think.
Dave Chappelle has uncovered a whole lot about Hollywood and the industry.
I disagree. I disagree. I'll agree with the second part, which he's a man of integrity. But he's not a business genius. The guy himself would tell you, and I can tell you, you walk away from that big money, you're not really expecting to get it back. You're not really expecting a call. And Dave Chappelle was cool with that.
Because he really wanted to create. He never was looking at to get the big payday, then give up creative rights, then have to go through this over the shoulder thing.
He gave up the payday.
Yeah, he gave up the payday because he wanted to be more genuine to being a stand-up comic. Not for him because he's who he is. He was able to bounce back. We see what he's done.
Took 10 years.
Took 10 years. But he knows. You may never see Dave Chappelle have a meltdown. Will Smith had a meltdown.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Dave also wanted to step away because he thought his comedy was being misconstrued and people were seeing it. If, the meaning behind it was different than what he meant it to be, particularly that famous Pixie sketch that he did, which yeah, I could understand if your art is misinterpreted. But I thought what you said in the rant, Charlie, was really interesting. This whole idea about it being open season on comedians and free thinkers. And it seems to me that there's this movement to make everybody say the right thing, think the right way, do this, do that, and trying to change what people think, as opposed to accepting or maybe thinking about how you react to things. You can't change other people. You have to figure out how to react to things if you're triggered, and walking up to another guy and smack him on his face is bullshit. It's wrong.
I even, just preparing. I was talking with my daughter last night, right? Like, it was like, see trans people day, right?
Yeah.
And then the president's out talking about the spike in violence on transgender women of color.
Yes.
And in his own speech, he says 46 of them were murdered last year.
Yeah.
And this was on Tucker Carlson, my daughter, who's like, I'd like to punch him in the face. She's never watched Tucker Carlson in her life. But he made an interesting point about 1.4 million people in America identify as transgender, and 46 were murdered. And a lot of them you can find at 6 Mile and Woodward. Like, you live a life that is not healthy. The people that get murdered that are transgender.
Yeah, the violence is a little disproportionate.
So, absolutely, you be who you want. You tell me who you are, and I'm there. You're right. But having said that, if you do the math, that means like something like 4 out of every 100,000 transgender people in America were murdered last year. In America last year, the average American was 16 out of 100,000. And in Detroit, it was 45 out of 100,000. So, yes, let's talk about the rights and the lives and the hopes we have for all human beings. But don't tell me that's all I'm thinking about while you ignore, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The deep problems. And I'm even afraid to even speak on it. You get what I'm saying?
Well, it's the PC and cancel culture. It's like it has taken over,
and it's hiding the shit that's right. We really need fixed.
You can't fix a problem that you can't talk about. Let's just say this.
Nicely said.
You cannot. I don't know how everybody else was raised, but I was always raised. If you don't like what you hear, just don't listen, or voice your opinion and agree to disagree.
Isn't that supposed to be what America's based on? This whole diversity thing. We all have the right to say and think what we feel, as long as it is not, and I don't say damaging. I mean, if you're not hurting anyone physically, but now we're talking about the emotional implications. I always say a mega church could be offensive to an atheist. At this point, everything is offensive to somebody. I mean, right. But where does it begin? Where does it end?
I search for it. Because those are the most interesting days. That's the most interesting comedy. That's the most interesting movie.
Yeah.
Right? No, fuck this.
You're right.
What's going on?
Hey, Chris Rock, so like you said, some people about him just taking it up and being a hero or whatever. I won't necessarily call him a hero, but I will say very professional. He handled himself.
Not a hero.
He kept himself at a professional level, and he moved on. You could tell he was in shock by his response, but he still went on to be a professional. In the end of it all, Will, if they gonna do something to him, don't take his Oscar. I actually watched the movie, very good movie, but ban him. Give him some time out. It's Hollywood kids, it's millionaires, slap boxing. Come on.
Have you ever?
He wouldn't have slapped 50 Cent. He didn't go after August Alsina. He didn't go after somebody that knew probably would have kicked his behind.
Well, he's
and
two
he
times Chris Rock too. So
Chris Rock is my size.
All right, that's another thing we need that nobody's really pointing out. Would you to really just jump back and this dude twice your size, and he done had a little bit of some type of training? I mean, he did just literally smack the shit out.
I apologize. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen. I'm from a place. A guy hits me. I'm not Jesus. I'm not giving him the other cheek. I'm sorry. So, what, you attacked me? I was just here doing a lame G.I. Jane joke. Now, I did over the years attack you, pick on you. You said you were my friend. I know what you did during stand-up. I know what you did at the last Oscars in 2016. I know what you did. I got a beef with you. But don't take the fucking Barca lounger.
Yeah.
Have you ever lost your mind on stage?
Yeah, I've had a mini meltdown, over the years. I ain't ashamed. Yeah, because sometimes you get tired. You're tired.
Explain what
Yeah,
happened.
what happened besides those?
So I
jokes that
called
Charlie-
a heckler. He was young. I really wasn't in the mood to do the show that night, but I don't, I push. You push as an entertainer. You don't just cancel because you ain't in the mood. You got to go to work. So I went on in, did the show. Bad vibe and energy in the club. The heckler said a couple things. I went with him for a second, and then I just kind of snapped, like, pretty much fuck you.
Oh.
Yep, straight direct. Me.
You dropped the bit, like.
Yeah, I dropped a bit, and I was like, we can really go back to 7 Mile and Ryan. This is where we can go now. Fuck a joke. I really, fuck you, you young punk. That's a movie you got me to.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Watch that. We can go back to 7 and Ryan.
Yeah.
Which is where you're from.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. He's from West Philly. Like you can't, as much as they say you can go to therapy and everything, you can't get rid of what you are. I'm going to give him that. But, dude, once you feel it slipping away, go with some dignity. Like Sean Penn. Sean Penn used to beat people's asses.
You don't have to be an entertainer to have a breakdown.
Punching people out. Karen, punching people out, going on your wife's podcast and taking the abuse and being humiliated is beyond what somebody from 7 and Ryan would do.
But why even put yourself in that position? I mean, I remember cursing out the leader for the Girl Scouts for my daughter once because she had just pushed me to my limit. And so it happens. But I went back. I apologized to her. I apologized to all the kids that were sitting there watching with their mouths hanging open. I mean, people have limits, but you also try to minimize putting yourself in that position. Like, who wants to sit up in an interview and hear about your spouse having an affair with someone? I mean,
they did that on the red carpet. Yeah. They did that on the red carpet to Smith and Smith.
And I get where Karen coming from because it's pretty much like you're frustrated at a lot of stuff.
What'd you say?
You're frustrated.
Frustrated.
Okay. Flustered. Jesus
and frustrated.
Christ.
We got flustrated.
They know how I talk. I got some Don
Yo, man,
King grammar.
you make me just fuck you.
Keep my grammar out your fucking mouth.
Keep your grammar in your fucking mouth.
But flustered at a lot of self-induced stuff. Yeah. All the stuff that Chris Rock and because I guarantee you, he mad at Chris. You'd have had to smack out 1 million fucking miles come the night after. Every comedy club across the country, it's 1 million comics hitting the stage with jokes about this. So you put yourself in these positions, like Karen's saying, where you opened up to be scrutinized. Yep. And he tried to use the defense of my wife. Well, even though she might not be doing much of shit now, she was a celebrity for a very long time and still a noted celebrity.
Could I move this to a place like where I live? Like, reason I was in L.A. is I was a New York Times reporter. I wrote about L.A. So L.A. came to me. I was New York Times. Motorcycle riding with Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Mm-hmm. Having drinks with Sean Penn. The governor calls you back. You get to go to the Vanity Fair party. Because I worked for Vanity Fair too. And you get caught up in that. So I look at Manhattan and I look at Detroit and it's similar. Like, you so badly want to be part of the scene that you're too ugly and untalented to be part of. Right? That you bend over backwards. Like, I wrote a few things down. Like, why isn't Whitmer being criticized for the nursing homes from the media? Or Snyder and Flint? Why'd they give up on it? Or Gilbert and the mortgages, or Mary Barra at GM and the ignition switches that she apparently didn't know about, or Lee Chatfield, the former Republican Speaker of the House who was on perpetual booty call and spending millions and drinking champagne. Why didn't you know that when he was in power? What about Duggan and poisoning the fields and destroying evidence, having emails deleted, but his girlfriend getting the public money? This is in the news. Hillary Clinton and the DNC getting fined for lying about that Steele dossier, right? Hunter Biden's laptop, the Trump kids and Kushner's scummy little business dealings. Why won't the media look out for us? And my answer to you is because they are. I promise you, they're part of a lunch crowd. They think they're part of it.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not. And everybody knows it because we can now watch TV.
No, that's real. Just this incident in itself proves that. Like you said, bigger than the Ukraine war. We got people actually fighting to say they home. And this has been the topic of the week. The slap at the Oscars.
Now that's a great. Hey, Taurus, shut up, dude, because I am so pissed at you. I was gonna fucking turn him off, but he's actually into Ukraine by way of Hamtramck, driving that fucking Hummer around. But I told you, brother, and you told me, yeah, I ain't gonna be sitting in this like kind of high class motel that you're in. We wanna fucking see what outside looks like.
I'm in the bathtub.
Yeah, but. You were just driving around like 45 minutes ago. What happened?
I was. The air raid sirens went off.
Then, it could have been like you could have taped them for us. And by the way, you didn't tell me that. Air raid sirens going off. Are they going off?
They were.
Okay, are they going off now?
When they go off, that means stay inside for about 20 minutes.
Okay, but it's got to be, you've been in that bathtub for fucking 45 minutes. Get your ass out of that tub, be a warrior, and show us what outside looks like right now.
I will, but I'd like to add something to what Red just said.
Nope. Okay, go ahead. I'm just fucking with you, bro.
While we have this Ukraine controversy going on, let's remember it's not the first time that Will Smith has slapped somebody.
Sure.
Not too long ago, he actually slapped another Ukrainian when he was in Moscow and at a premiere, and nobody did anything about it. It was all quiet.
Wow. Listen, if I know something about Slavic people, you slap them, they will kick your ass.
So if Will Smith has an anger problem, I would recommend to him to get on a plane, fly to Warsaw. I'll pick him up at the airport, and he can go to Ukraine and slap as many people as he wants on the other side.
Yeah, then we can. Yeah, right. Then he can play war hero. Listen, is anybody in the
Then he can get mad.
Taurus, motherfucker, I'm going to be muting you again. A question to you: is anybody in? I'm assuming you're in Western Ukraine. I want to give you your location because obviously the Russians can fucking triangulate people.
Yes,
and that's no joke. Is anybody talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock?
No.
Oh, fucking right.
Yeah.
Let's get real, people. Come on, let's get back to what
we spent too much time
what
on
we
that.
need to fix in the world. Okay, Taurus, what's going on? Give us a rundown. Again, this is Taurus Petros. He's from Hamtramck.
Nice bathroom, though.
And he's shuffling.
Thank you.
And he's shuffling refugees.
I've been sleeping in here for 3 days because for 3 days nonstop, the air raid sirens go off, and they go off in the middle of the night. So at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, we all have to get up and find cover because the air raid sirens go off usually in the middle of the night.
Because in the last week, the Russians have penetrated airspace and sent cruise missiles into Western Ukraine?
They have, yes. And
nobody thought that would happen. They thought the Russians would take the eastern portion of the Ukraine, that the new capital would be Lviv, and then all of a sudden it's getting hit. This is tremendously disturbing.
Yes, they thought they would take Kyiv in 3 days. That didn't happen. That plan didn't work very well. And all the support coming from America, where is it going? Because it's not getting to the servicemen and women. And if it was, there wouldn't be Facebook posts or there wouldn't be YouTube videos saying, help us with bulletproof vests, with helmets, with supplies for the army men.
Are you speaking? Are you speaking directly with them yourself on your travels, shuttling people?
Yeah.
So this is first.
And then it's like
Taurus, God damn it, dude! I got questions, no monologues. What do they need? Helmets, surface to air missiles.
First of all, ever since Yavoriv got attacked, they have no training. So you sent $800 million of support to Ukraine. You sent the javelins, the Stingers, but you have nobody there to teach them how to use that.
So we need advisors.
If somebody pushes
Paul, I know you hear me, bro. I know you hear me. So we need American advisors on this equipment. Is that what you're saying?
We do, because nobody knows how to use the new equipment.
So this becomes a slippery slope. This becomes Vietnam-esque. This becomes Afghanistan in the 80s. Now listen, folks, this is our hometown guy telling you stuff that I haven't heard.
Well, it gets worse because there's people in the east part of Ukraine and in the west part of Ukraine. And when the buildings are getting blown up, it's so bad that they don't have time to bury their loved ones in the cemeteries, and they take over the playgrounds and they bury their loved ones in front of their homes.
Or the playground.
And you can see that by the crosses, that are in front of those homes. And Russians, even the Russians, they brought their own crematory with them when they invaded.
Really?
The crematories are so overworked that they stopped working. So the Russians they're just piling them up in semi-trucks and shipping them to the other side.
Wow.
Now, have you been asked to perform any services for these front yard burials?
Yes, yesterday.
Did you perform it?
I will probably tomorrow or the next day after that, because it's not, it might not be safe because, like I said, Lviv has been getting attacked nonstop the last 3 days with the air raid sirens.
If it's respectful, man, if it's respectful and you have their permission, can you tape
the ceremony?
The ceremony. I think it's important for the world to see that.
Yes.
If it is respectful, yes, I will ask the family if I can do that.
Okay. And wait, are you actually an Orthodox priest?
Yes.
Like for real or sort of? Because, Hamtramck police say you're I don't know. There's stories about you. You're a Detroit guy.
Well, there's a long story behind.
Yeah, I got time for that.
False fake news.
The website shut down. Certification.
Them coppers are lying again. Terrorists is wandering around Hamtramck posing as a fucking priest, probably jacking the rectory for the wine. We'll get to that in another tease. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's true. Fuck it. But he's there.
Priest.com.
Yeah, he's a regular guy. Yeah, okay. He's a fake priest, but fuck it. He got heart, he got soul, he got a Hummer, and it's out of his own pocket. So let me go ahead, Red.
Just a quick question for people that don't know, because I've always wondered. You're in the tub because the air raid sirens went off, right? What does the tub do against a missile hitting the building? Can you what's the thought behind that?
Well, they say that the bathroom is one of the smallest and concrete places. So when we go to bed at night, we surround ourselves with pillows in the bathtub. So that way, if anything starts caving in, we can have cushion around us and safety.
Oh.
So behind you, that is either a radiator or a towel warmer. Which?
Towel warmer.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Motherfuckers in a towel warmer.
I don't even have one of those.
That's for him to hang his fake vestments on. You don't want that shit. They wrinkle. I mean, he got that shit from a costume shop. You don't want the colors running.
I have
Towel warmer. They got those in Ukraine?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta admit, I never heard of a towel warmer.
Me either.
But Karen's got them in her house. You got them in your house, Karen?
Charlie.
They even have a switch where you can regulate it.
Oh, crispy towel, tepid towel.
But those also resemble European radiators. They're very thin, very, sleek. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Tell you about Europe, man. In the showers, it's that on-demand electric shower.
Oh, yeah, they're awful.
I love them.
You do?
I thought they were amazing.
Okay.
Well, it depends how long you're in the shower and what you're doing, Mark.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and the other problem
Takes a while to clean this
all
much.
the military equipment.
Clean that junk.
Sorry, Tars.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, there's a war going on.
The other problem is of the $800 million in equipment that came to that Biden sent to Ukraine.
Yeah.
So they fly it into Poland to a military base not too far from the border, and they just leave it at the border for other Ukrainians to come
get
take it to further east. And by the time it gets farther east, not all the supplies or equipment is there. So the drivers start bartering the equipment on the truck to make their own money.
They're stealing shit.
Sounds like Amazon to me.
No.
That's on the west side of the country. On the east side of the country, any humanitarian
I'm gonna slap
supply, they take it. They take all that supplies.
Fucking Amazon.
And they shoot the driver.
It's a serious shit. They shoot the driver. The equipment's not get where it needs to go.
No, I know.
It's a big deal.
No, I understand.
It's like a rock.
Well, the big deal is
Taurus,
that
already we got it. Fuck this guy. Jeez, we got it. We're talking about it. You hear this? 800 million. We don't got a supply line. You hear what Taurus is saying? Taurus, dude, you got to stop drowning us and let us soak this up. This isn't Fox News. We call you up, you talk for 5 minutes, and we get you off. We got to appreciate what you're telling us. One, they don't got that training or the ammo they need. Two, we're dropping it. Guys are picking it up, selling it, getting killed. The driver's picking it up. It's not functioning like it smells a bit. If Taurus's reporting is proper, and that is, because this guy will get to me 2 days before you hear it, and it's all true. It's all true. So this smells a bit like it's our withdrawal from Afghanistan. Like we gotta get tighter here. Is that correct, Deacon?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other problem is that Biden said that he was going to call 100,000 people as refugees to the United States. But in the last 30 days, only 500 people have came through the Mexican side of the border.
Well, okay,
So
let me stop you here. Okay, and then I'm going to say goodbye, and then you're going to let me know how the funeral goes. What do you mean only 500 people got to Mexico? That's not how you get refugees to the United States, is have them fly to Mexico and enter illegally. And they are entering through the southern border, as we all know from the program.
There is a humanitarian parole, but they're not granting anybody it as of yet. There are refugee programs, but if you go to the embassy, not everybody gets approval to enter, even as a refugee.
Okay, look, let me. For the people listening, not the people watching, what you're showing us, it's obviously you're in Lviv. It's downtown Lviv. The air sirens have gone off, the air raid sirens, and there's not a soul moving.
Nope.
Not a soul. This is for real. All right, Taras Petros, I'll talk to you tomorrow, man. Thank you for the update. Keep yourself safe, brother. All right,
thank you.
It's Taras Petros, the fake priest from Hamtramck. It's a serious shit.
What a mess.
Karen's easy. Karen.
Well, we sending it. They ain't getting it.
That's what we're hearing.
America's not over there it sounds like the Ukrainians have to get some structure on their side once they receive it, because we're not actually there.
I thought that was the United States. You send it, you supply the structure.
Yeah, well, you were saying there's that fine line there.
No,
take him off. He's gone. He's gone already. He's gone.
Yeah.
Gone. Go
But
ahead.
that fine line of balance of how much are we in, how much
Right. Because once you put feet on the ground over there to do that, now you're technically inserting yourself into the effort. So.
Okay, but we've just included Poland. We've got Ukrainians coming in. Obviously, the Russians must know this. What is the supply line protocol? What is the protocol? You don't just dump it.
Yeah.
Here, take it. Bye. See you later. You're not communicating with Zelensky and his team?
And then, too, we don't know how much pressure Russia really have on them. Can they actually structure that line to move like it needs to with the amount of pressure Russia is applying? They holding them off, but still, you got to, if you're defending in one area, you might not have enough manpower in the other area to get your supplies in. So
thanks, Red. Red is a military strategist over here.
Yeah, play a lot of video games.
Fuck, he does.
Thank you. That's how it works on the video game. Pretty sure real life is like that too.
Art imitates life.
Hey, say it again. Commander General here.
You know who my avatar is? Will fucking Smith. I in there smacking everybody. Bitch Smith. Bitch Smith. Either that or the fake priest. Get a fake priest. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, I got to give Taras just all the props in the world.
Most deaf.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. God, yeah.
Doing something with his life.
Yeah.
And he's going to show up clean with a nice crispy towel.
And warm, yeah.
Warm. Our towels be all
Nice
cold.
All right, let's move on to this lab. We're trying to figure out a way to get to the headlines that we don't have anything about, but Karen's knowledge is so deep, mine's a little less deep, but we come up with something, and I want to call it the Great Marcalepto, our swami, in-house swami.
Marcalepto.
And we want to see if Karen can read his mind as he peruses the pages, he has thoughts. Marcalepto, your first clue, please.
Trying to read into this here.
I'm starting to read into this. This bit's dead.
Are you reading?
What,
Or
do you want me to
eating
speed
a
it up?
sandwich?
No. You do what you do. Mark's liking this. The great,
Mark thinks about his food. I can just settle this now.
the great Marcalepto.
Something I mean. Okay. Kimba, the white lion. Kimba, the white lion.
All right. On that note, a few days ago, a Lions reporter,
Is this your guess?
Danny Rogers, she's a Lions reporter on Bally Sports, posted a picture with several monochromatic representatives saying that, these were the people that have been working hard to bring Detroit the news about the NFL draft being landed here. And she's got a lot of flack, and I contributed.
What does
to
monochromatic mean? You mean they're all gray?
Yeah, they were all white. There were no
say so.
people of color
You're safe
in
here.
that picture. And she said, this is our media PR team that's worked so hard. And people were saying, like, wait, you guys don't have any black people anywhere around? And so, I posted it on my page. We had a lot of conversation back, including from some reporters, black reporters that cover the Lions, but whose media outlets did not send them to Florida. So, it kind of reminded me of Rocket Mortgage all over again, where they twice did a representation of Detroit that did not have any inclusion or representation of black people.
Where's the melanin at?
Where the melanin at? Where the melanin at?
It wasn't there. And so I kind of, somebody said, well, their director of communications is black. Well, he's a manager. But, position doesn't always equal power. A lot of times people are just seat fillers. They didn't even have the proverbial intern in the picture.
Do you feel, now listen, you two, just let's keep it tight here. Do you feel this whole couple of years of inclusion, the Oscars when 3 Southeast Asians are winning it and Will Smith is winning Best Actor. Do you feel that this whole inclusion movement is just a PR game?
Yes.
Or is it really changes going on?
No, it's not. You think back when the George Floyd issue was all over the news, every organization, entity, corporation, and company scrambled to create and issue a commitment statement And then what? Nothing. Now every organization has a Black diversity officer, chief diversity officer. And what difference does that make? It's not making any difference because the position does not equate to power or influence. It's
Let
just
me say
all
this.
for show.
Okay, listen. I saw that picture. I know people in that picture.
Mm-hmm.
They're good people. No issue there. No issue with it. Earn your spot. But you're supposed to be finding other people to earn their spots. What's the lines? 70% Black?
Yeah.
And then nobody in the PR department or in the media that's Black.
And if all that diversity is a PR thing, you might want to have them in a PR picture.
Or that's the thing. People have to understand, if you're in communications, you understand the importance and the impact of optics. If that were the case and you couldn't even go borrow the waiter to put him in the picture and make him pretend like he was part of the team. I mean, then don't do it.
Okay, so see there? Marcalepto?
Yes.
Karen knows all. Next, please.
I was going to add something to that.
Well, you're not going to add
Too
shit.
bad. It's
I'm
my
sick
turn.
of your abuse.
It's my turn.
Turn his mic off.
Pizza, 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 pizza.
How about tickets? Nancy Capper did a great story about the Village or Olympia group issuing parking tickets on a lot that could not be proved if they owned for their customers, as well as I found out after talking to somebody within the organization, to their employees. So, you know,
make that clear because I don't understand. What happened?
Well, that they're issuing the tickets to people who are parking in this lot. But one, do they have the ability, the autonomy, or the ability to enforce after issuing the tickets? That question is no.
Hold on.
However, one interesting thing that I got was that the employees who received the tickets do pay those tickets.
What? So wait a minute. Hold on.
Because we got to listen.
Hold on. Hold the fuck on a minute. Seriously. So the people that got all this public money, own the Red Wings, own the Tigers, and all the parking lots, are issuing parking tickets. A private company is issuing parking tickets in their parking lots, and it might be disputed if it's their parking lots?
That's correct. They said that it was believed that they had purchased it. However, the lot did not resemble the other lots that they know are owned by Olympia. You know, it wasn't roped off. It wasn't clean.
Okay. Make it simple.
It could be okay. It wasn't.
No. Listen. So here's the question. Why don't they rope their lots off or have somebody working the lot to take the parking money? This is the oldest hustle in Detroit. It's a vacant lot, and there's a dude. He got an orange vest and an orange flag.
Yeah.
He waves it. You give him $20. If they're your lots, why aren't they looking after their lots, Karen?
Well, that's a good question. But the thing about it is maybe it's a new acquisition, but they don't have the ability or the authority to issue a parking ticket.
So they're hoping.
Unless they have a relationship with the city that we don't know about.
So they're hoping.
The interesting thing is that when the employees got the tickets, they are paying the tickets. It seems that residents that have gotten tickets have not. The question is, where does the money go? And is that some form of kind of a threat or fear when employees get the tickets because they know that they have their license plate number? And if they don't pay the ticket, is there retribution for not doing so?
Okay, man, you can have all the time in the world, but you don't got to get it all out at once. Questions. Who pays these things? Is this a way to chisel, unknowing people? Why would you pay it?
Why would you be issuing? The thing about it is that parking is so flawed downtown. There are no people. If somebody is actually coming downtown, you probably want to make it convenient and affordable for them to do so.
All right.
Well, a lot of people will pay it because it's a nuisance, right? You get this thing, you don't know what it is, just pay it if you can afford to, but most people can't.
So they're just tricking people to pay a parking ticket.
Got it.
You don't have to pay. Why'd you just tow my fucking car that's in your lot?
Hell, I ain't paid the 2 tickets I owe Detroit now. What the hell am I going to pay Little Caesars for? Hey, your pizza sucks now.
Next one.
Well, one last thing is that the person that's the director or vice president of parking, if there are any implications, he may take the fall for this because it's now a question of whether or not he was authorized to even do this.
Nobody take a fall in the Duggan administration.
Not Duggan administration. This is in the Illich or the Olympia Illich
That's not administration. That's a cutthroat corporation.
Right.
What did I say? I said administration. I'm sorry. I think politics. I'm sorry.
Wow. Ooh, that makes me
Or
think.
maybe that was a Freudian slip.
The great Marcalepto.
Starting to fall asleep. Oh, sorry. Okay, here's the next one. Hello, good bee. Hello, a good bee.
Ralph Godby has withdrawn
Parents
his
amazing.
candidacy for congressional seat in the 13th district. And to that, I say he kept his word. There was a meeting called by Wayne County Executive Warren Evans of all the candidates. They interviewed him, and it was supposed to be if this group didn't endorse you, you were going to drop out. Well, so far he's the only one that he was not endorsed that did drop out, because the whole purpose was to make sure that the vote wasn't split.
Who got endorsed?
I'm sorry?
Who got endorsed by this group?
This group endorsed Adam Ollier.
Adam Ollier.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Ollier.
Right.
A non-fat butter. Adam Ollier.
Okay.
Well, let me read into this.
Yeah,
This
please
is
do.
what I think. A poll was done. And who's at the top of the poll? John Conyers. John the third. I'm thinking everybody in the district is thinking it's John Conyers, the 50-year congressman who's dead.
It's a name.
John Conyers the third wasn't even in the race, is living in California. Now he's in.
Oh, what?
Ralph Godby, when I looked at this poll, had the most negative points.
Oh, man.
You know, you look at him positively, you look at him negatively. He ranked high, top 4, but he had the most negative thoughts. So, makes sense. Ralph is a smart guy.
Right. No need to go through that.
He's also a guy of his word.
He's also owned
Fuck
up.
it, I ain't winning this.
Yeah. Hasn't he owned up to his errors?
Yeah, but you know, he
But
has,
still,
but it didn't work.
Sure.
Didn't work. People actually know Ralph Godby. Nobody knows Adam Ollier.
No.
Nobody knows John Conyers III.
No.
They don't know these people. They don't know Sri Tandahar.
Well,
They don't know him.
you know one thing about him.
But Ralph's been a servant. So I know he would have been a good public servant. Again, I wish him well.
But that speaks something, Charlie, because, you know, people know that this is a very crowded race. And at some point, people have to pull back and assess, are they going to do more good or more damage by remaining in the race? And for him to make that assessment and withdraw has to be applauded for whatever reason.
Quick speculation. Who you see in the 13th before running right now?
Nope, I don't do that because I don't ever want it to be misconstrued as an endorsement. I turned down 5 candidates to participate. I don't do that because I want my voice to always be objective. And so at this point, especially, you know, we haven't even gotten into the primary. Nope, no comment.
Look at that, right? That's the great Karnak. The know all, see all, speak no evil.
That's right.
Narcolepto.
Yes.
Another envelope, please.
Q is for Quagmire. Q is for Quagmire.
The Q line, that's what it is. That is now recently announced that they will now be offering free rides extended throughout the end of the year. So I made a couple calls from folks that are close to the situation and the organization. Found out, you know, the traditional or standard response was that ridership took a 40% hit during COVID and shut down. And the goal is to rebuild ridership. But the reality is that ridership was never there, and offering free rides, especially at a time when there's no population downtown, doesn't do anything to validate the value of a train that to nowhere. Also heard that, you know, Roger Penske's tired of his involvement in it and may want to back out. He's aging, but that they also have to convince Mike Duggan that this is a valuable asset for the city of Detroit, possibly for the city to take it over at some point.
Ooh, now Karnak, great Karnak. I know a little something about this too. Number one, the Q line was free when they opened it in 17, and then by mid-2019, when they started actually charging for it, the ridership dropped 70%.
Of course.
So then COVID comes and it drops another 40%, which is negative 10%.
Right.
That means they don't even got fucking trolley drivers on this thing.
Right. It's all automated.
Number two, I know this. Everybody seems to forget. When I was looking into TCF Field Hospital, right, during COVID, and it evaporated.
Right.
Quietly, $30 million got shuffled over there in this COVID money from Whitmer and Duggan.
Huh.
Also on this deal was $15 million plus another $1 million in COVID bucks for the Q line.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes $7 million a year to run it. You got $16 million. You don't need to charge anybody. This is bullshit. Sleight of hand.
Moving money around.
Right?
Doing something for the community.
For a failed project that everybody was warned in the first place was never going to work. And, last bit, they've been trying for the last couple of election cycles to dump this albatross on the homeowners in the Tri-County region. On your property taxes. Everybody said the Q line wasn't going to work. Dan Gilbert pushed for it. Penske pushed for it. Duggan pushed for it. Karen, you were there as the basically number 2 deputy mayor of this town when this thing first got pushed. What did you think of the validity of this public-private works project then?
Well, my contribution to the discussion around the table was, why are we duplicating 2 already failed routes?
Wow.
SMART was struggling, DDOT was struggling. This did not, we kept talking about regional transportation, but this is 2.1 miles, almost same thing like a street level people mover. And I just did not understand it. There were delegations that were put together, sent to cities around the country to determine whether or not it should go in the middle of the street or whether it should go, next to the curb. And I was like, what are we doing? Like, this could be reinvested into something that would strengthen the existing systems and make them more efficient, as opposed to creating another line of competition, failed competition.
Karen's a fuck of a journalist.
Wow.
She really is.
And she's a really good Karenak, because when
She's a Karenak.
when you said the Q line,
And you drop it and she knows.
I was thinking Quagmire from Family Guy. Giggity, 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 giggity. So I never would have got that.
Now, let's put all this together. Let's look at this. The Lions, Ford family. Pizza, the Illich family. The Q line, Gilbert. All of this development in downtown, the taxes get captured, right? That's supposed to go to schools and the public library. So we siphon from them to give to them. We receive very little back. And now you listen to me, Detroit. I know if you need to drop out Ukraine or San Antonio, hello, Atlanta. We
Alabama in the house.
Alabama's listening. Oh, love you, man. But the point being, look out for your own. This TIF, tax incremental, what's it called, Karen? Tax incremental financing.
Something. I don't remember, Charlie. I don't know.
This taken... The small business owners downtown, they say your property values are going up because it's development's planned. So they raise all the little business people their taxes to pay for this shit. It's supposed to be going to schools and libraries, and it's not. And now they want to come dump it on Oakland, Macomb, and Wayne County. I'm not fucking buying it.
No.
I've been fighting this forever, and it's kind of nice this last week. I did a sort of right-wing radio program about the catastrophically injured losing a lot of their medical coverage. And at the end of the show, said WOD, good dude. He goes, we don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. And I said, we're not supposed to. Nobody on earth sees everything the same. But it's really healthy and cool when we can come together and know that our people are being fucked over. Right? Our vulnerable, our children, our elderly. It's got to do with the Republicans. It's got to do with the Democrats. And it's got to do with these money-grubbing oligarchs.
Yes.
And that is the problem. and the great Karnak. I know everybody calls Karnak for the quote, but what you should be doing now is following what Karen just did. These are the local, important, regional stories for us that we, on the No Bullshit News Hour, and the great Swami, Marcalepto, which is wake up.
What?
Yeah. That's what we want covered.
He's got the itis. He's been eating too much. But Scott reminded us that it is tax increment financing. Yeah. And Mark asked about another question too. Whatever happened to the soccer stadium that was supposed to be downtown? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a hustle.
World-class soccer coming to Detroit.
It was a hustle. It's a trick.
Everything is, Charlie, and we belong. When do people begin to realize that it is? I mean, they're talking about a development across, from the city dump. Now they're going to, they cart out, a couple black developers for a building that the Illage is owned to say, hey, we've got black developers creating opportunity in this city. Come on, guys, stop. Stop.
Yeah, we get this big infrastructure package in Michigan. Press release, bipartisan. It was all fucking Biden money. Mm-hmm. It's $1 trillion from the $1 billion from the what is that? The infrastructure bill, and $3 billion from the COVID shit. It's like, this is nonsense. Of course it's bipartisan. You can just throw money around.
Right. It ain't like you had to stress with where the money coming from.
Exactly. It is just, but like I said yesterday, it comes down to management, execution, accountability, or we'll be having these same conversations 4 years from now. This is convenient in an election year, like to say, hey, and it looks good. It makes for great headlines. But what's the reality? I mean, Benton Harbor and Flint are still talking about clean water. We're talking about water affordability here in the city of Detroit. The rates are going up in July. The governor dangles his $400 check in front of your car insurance, but your car insurance is going up too. Look at both sides of everything.
Which reminds me, the No Bullshit News Hour chief meteorologist James Harvey predicted to you last week that, with the warming front follows winds. He said light winds. We had some steady wind. And he says that means massive power outages all across Michigan. So what happened yesterday? Just in Metro Detroit? Just for DTE? 150,000 people without fucking power. You are the most accurate weatherman.
Thank you.
Look at Red. Also, the great
Red Dini.
Karnak, Red Dini, and Marcalepto.
If any of the major news weather channels want some advice and tips, holler at me. I'll use my Red Doppler 8000.
Red Doppler.
And we'll get you together.
So how we want to go out here? You want to play that? We'll put the blooper online. What do you think?
Well, I was going to play it after the end, but that's okay. Whatever.
Okay, well, this is what we're going to say. Karen, nice job. Really nice job.
Thank you, Charlie.
I know you worked hard. She worked, look at that. She did,
yeah.
She did 3 full newspaper stories right there.
I didn't work hard, Charlie. I took the phone and called. I had about 4 conversations. It took me less than 30 minutes.
Karen, hold on a second.
Don't say that.
Wait, are we off the air? Karen, never let the public know how easy it is to actually keep track of shit.
I took all the past week and worked hard every day.
There you go.
That's what I did.
She sure did. Now, listen, we tried to make the news interesting. You find Will Smith interesting. The batting statistics for Javier Baez. You know how many hits Miguel Cabrera needs. Politics are interesting and fun, too, and they really affect your life. Involve yourself a little bit. It means something to your children. Right on?
Amen.
All right. This is No BS News Hour saying, if you can't love, don't hit. If at all possible. Love y'all. And happy birthday to me.
Deuces.
Take a fall down the stairs again. Karen, clean up the office.
I am.
What's going on? She's looking like me. She's got a nasty ass office. She's wearing the same shit she was wearing for the 3 straight.
It's clean. I just got a lot going on, Charlie. I have a lot going on.
Were you wearing that sweatshirt yesterday?
No, I wasn't. You like this stuff? Look.
Not for sale. Why does everybody in this town respect Karen like they do?
She's qualified,
She's nice.
respectable,
She's smart.
honest,
Smart.
Hasn't slapped anybody recently.
And don't take no
Let's
shit.
keep going, guys. I like this.
not that we've caught on tape.
She don't take no shit.
There you go. Yeah.
She's elegant, personable, humane.
Have a towel warmer.
Hey, Charlie.
Oh my God! It's like this guy's like a spy. This motherfucker's KGB.
I'm starting to see how he's surviving in Ukraine.
Yes, Taurus.
Yeah, go ahead.
I said, Charlie, when's the last time you slapped somebody?
When's the last time I socked somebody? Shit. Gonna be you in a minute, motherfucker.
Hey, watch your step.
No, brother, I mean this really and truly, you know, all jokes aside, you watch your step, watch your back, and thanks for doing God's work,
Be
whether
safe.
you're ordained or not. Peace, everybody.
So where are we at now in the process?
Just to stand up, just say what we just did. Just what we just did.
Okay.
But now it's a wider shot. A little bit of me and a little bit more of you.
Okay.
Yeah, and if those braids were any tighter, you're fucking. Should I just do it from there? Yeah, and if your braids were any tighter, your eyebrows would be covering the balls. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Will Smith running around here smoking.
What's wrong with your hair? Okay.
Charlie going full nightclub mode. Keep my hair out of your fucking mouth.
So, but you're gonna miss it. So you got to be here.
Okay.
You're walking from there.
Come from here.
Nope.
No.
That's you got to deliver from there. Otherwise,
Okay,
it's not.
so
gonna...
just come in. Okay.
Watch me. I need you to walk in and be like, whack.
Oh, okay, like a side step. Okay. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Just standing here, I was.
You ain't gonna see shit. Okay.
And it's, so do it. It's one take because I ain't taking 2 fucking punches. Wait, I'm gonna fall. So I don't know what we do with that. He just knocked me out of frame.
Yeah, I mean.
Keep my hair out of your fucking mouth.
And one more, not rehearsed. Like just, say it fast.
Keep my hair out of your fucking mouth.
Oh, dude. When I put this up, that's your cue, okay? Dude, I said fucking hit. Hit.
Okay, all right.
Like, go ahead. I can take a hit.
I mean, okay.
I can take a hit.
Trying to act here instead of.
No, I can.
Like you're acting.
I did it. Okay.
Yeah, I can take a hit. Just go ahead and
Okay.
do it. All right? Dude, that's bullshit. They do it.
Okay.
I'm telling you to do it, so do it.
Okay. All right.
If we're gonna, I want to hear it.
Okay. Keep my hair out of your fucking mouth.